All right. First off, I want to say thank you to everybody who donated for the All Secrets incentive. You guys are incredible. It's going to an amazing cause. So, big round of applause for you guys.
Yeah,
who donated.
thank you.
Yeah, this is Star Wars Dark Forces. This is the remaster. It's your boy Ripchip back at it again. And if my couch would like to introduce themselves, please go right ahead.
Hi, I'm tbcr. I'm learning the Macintosh version of the original. And I'm here to support Ripchip, obviously, my buddy.
Woo! Hello, my screen name is CovertMuffin, and the last time this game was performed was at SGDQ 2023 when I ran it, but then the first time this was run at GDQ was when Ripchip ran it back in 2016, so I'm so pumped that you get to see this amazing runner perform this again for you live here at AGDQ.
Yeah, I put Muffin on the couch because he shouted me out like 50 times during his run. So. Anyways, real quick before we get started, just one thing I have to touch on real quick. You're going to see in the top right corner of the game, there's a bunch of numbers and letters, and almost all of them are useless except for that very last one. The S with the percentage, that's the secret counter.
Yeah.
That has to be 100 by the time we leave every level. So that's our way to verify that we did in fact collect secrets. But we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. Are you guys ready for Star Wars now?
Woo!
All right. Let's do this. All right, we're gonna get started here in 3, 2, 1, go. Alrighty, so this category is all secrets. We're gonna be beating the game end, as the name implies, collecting every secret. And this is the remaster, which is very faithful to the original game. And right here, we're doing like 15 different micro optimizations. I'm not going to explain everything because I do not have enough time to do that.
Yeah.
But the main thing is we gotta get this elevator going so that we can reveal our very first secret right there. And the way the mission structure in Dark Forces works is a little different than a lot of the older FPS games from this time. You have objectives, and there's a tracker based on different triggers and conditions you have to meet in order for the objective tracker to go upward. And once it reaches its like highest point, you get a prompt for the mission to end. And that means that the mission's over, but you can go to the next mission pretty much whenever you want. And we're doing that here because it's actually faster to complete the objectives and then backtrack to get the rest of the secrets on this map. And we're going to be doing that a couple different times throughout the course of the run. But as you can see, we're a little bit close to like halfway through. This level is really cool because at any percent it's pretty short, but like this level is so detailed and there's a lot going on. And it's really dark in here, but I know where I'm going because you just have to move forward. And the thing about Secret Collection is the way it works is I'm going to be peeking in and out of a lot of the areas pretty commonly, because a lot of the secret items we don't need to pick up. We actually just have to cross the X and Y axis in order for it to count as the secret being found. So that's the first mission. Oh, I'm aborted. I got nervous. So sorry. Anyway, this is the second mission, Tele. This is a really cool level. Unlike the first level, it's not quite as complicated. It's a very condensed level, and there's only 3 secrets that are all along the way to getting all the objectives we need to get. So real quick, if you want, you can read off like 1 or 2 donations.
I would love to. We have some more Star Wars puns coming in.
Oh, yeah.
We have $25 from Nacho Kalar, who asks, what did Yoda say when he found out he was in 4K?
What?
HDMI!
Incredible.
Ooh.
Also, sorry, go
Just
ahead.
very quickly, we have $5 from Tetra Slash, who says, somehow, Palpatine returned.
Oh. Anyways, so we're into the second part of the mission, and the main objective that we have to do here is we have to turn on the power, and we have to find evidence of the attack that happened on this base.
Yeah.
We have to find out what is causing the Dark Forces to do their thing, which happens to be this little weapon right here. All right, and we're gonna crouch and get this last secret. Now we just have to make our way back to the beginning of the level. The trigger to end for the last, end of the level thing is tied to the previous objectives being completed. Fun fact about the objective system, like I said, it moves upwards, so even if you did the objectives out of order, you still have to do all of them.
Yeah.
And that's going to apply to every single level except for one of them, but we will get to that when we get there.
Yeah, we will get there.
Because right now we're going on to the first level with a major sequence break.
Yes.
So this game has thermal detonators right here, which is this game's equivalent of grenades. And the way you're supposed to do this level is you're supposed to raise a water level by hitting a bunch of switches and doing a ton of backtracking. But we're going to skip pretty much all of that by doing one little TD jump right here at the very beginning, if you want to explain just the gist of that CovertMuffin.
Yeah,
right
sure.
ahead.
So basically the idea is we're going to stick an explosive, so watch this, and then we're going to jump. Very nicely done. First try.
Yep.
Let's go.
And like I said, that saves probably like over a minute of time.
It does, yeah.
It is such a nice feature.
Like normally what you're supposed to do is go around, like activate all these levers to change the water levels and like gradually throughout the level. And then you're supposed to be able to just like float up in a different location. But we just bypass all of that. And like a really cool thing, especially from a speedrun perspective, is that we can sequence break to get further in a level, but we might have to like either sidetrack or backtrack slightly to get the secrets and then get to the end of the level to be able to progress forward. But here is Research Facility.
Yeah, Research is a really cool level. I think
is.
casually this is my favorite level in the game. Oopsie, we fell, the game cheated. Anyways, the way we have to get in is we have to sneak in through this vent on the side. And this is kind of where a big difference with like any percent comes in, because in any percent you do the objectives and then you do TD jumps to get out of this vent instead of the intended way. But because of how the secrets are laid out, it's actually faster to basically do this the intended way. Yeah. I'm gonna set up a really difficult jump here that I got for—
Yo, let's go! Let's go!
I need to emphasize this. That jump is way harder than it looks.
I like, just to emphasize this, I would not go for that jump. And Ripchip just absolutely nailed it first try. Like
also, that
boss.
sequence I just pressed there, we're supposed to find a key card, but the code is the same every time. And now we're going to do another really difficult jump because we just have to throw in as many as we can.
Oh, that was so close! So really quickly to explain, you see Ripchip do this a lot, but they're using a respawn feature to be able to backtrack. Normally, we would either have to like hit a hazard to be able to go backwards, or we would have to actually end up taking a death, which would lower our life counter. If you run out of lives, then you have to restart the mission all the way from the start. But like a nice thing with Remaster is that we can actually just use the respawn feature. That was really close. You're just jumping a little bit.
This jump is really tricky.
Yeah.
It's very timing specific and position specific, so, you know, it happens.
Yeah. No, you got this. Ready?
There we go.
Let's go. Nicely done.
Yep. Alrighty, so we got the main objective. Now we have to get the rest of the secrets, because as you can see, my secret counter is still at 0, but we're coming up on those here pretty quick. The first one here pretty quickly.
Okay.
And it's also going to give us the repeater, which is a very, very helpful weapon. I died there, and that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. The repeater is a rapid-firing weapon that fires rapidly like the blaster rifle here, but it's more accurate, and more importantly, it pushes enemies out of the way.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting some mileage out of this. It also has an alt fire that shoots 3 at one time, so it could basically instant kill most basic enemies in the game. But we're going to go down here and get this secret.
Yeah. Like one really cool thing too is that like basically the AI will only sort of react when they have vision of Ripchip. So enemies in like tight corridors, yes, they can get in your way, but they're generally not moving around until they have vision. So you have that like split second to be able to like move past them. And then if like Ripchip gets bodied out as they do another amazing TD jump, then Ripchip can just end up like taking them down incredibly fast. Like there, Ripchip was playing a little bit safe, just taking out the Stormtrooper, so he was guaranteed to be able to get in there, get out of the way as Ripchip continues to progress, and now like head back to the start of the level.
Yeah, and as you can see, the secrets aren't 100%, and that's because the first real secret of the level is at the beginning, but it's actually faster to get it after we trigger the end of the level.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make this brave jump right here, and then boom, we are good to go.
Honestly, that jump makes me so scared.
All right, so this is Gromus. This level is incredibly rusty and red looking. It's a factory, and you'd think with a factory layout, there'd be these like big sprawled out areas you explore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it looks cool for what it's worth. You know, there's 4 secrets on this map, and we're gonna find them, first one here, and then we're gonna find 2, 3, and 4, all in this one area.
How convenient.
Yeah, and the rest of this level is basically getting to a certain thing by a certain cycle, so if the host, my wonderful host, would like to read a donation, please go right ahead.
I would love to read some donations. I have to say, we got a pun that did make me genuinely laugh.
Oh, yeah.
We have
Oh,
$10 from 452, who asks, what's the temperature inside a Tauntaun? Lukewarm.
No!
That's good. That's a good joke.
That's disgusting. I love it. Anyways, keep them coming,
We've got
guys.
$10 from Eugen, who asks, what is a Jedi's favorite Italian dessert? Obi-Wan cannoli.
No.
Love it. I love it.
It's a funny joke.
All right, so coming up here, we're going to have a sequence where we're supposed to fight the first Dark Trooper, which is the Phase 1 Dark Trooper. I'm going to be using the alt fire on the thermal detonators to clip them to the other side of this wall. So we're going to do damage to the Dark Trooper before he can even get to us. And then we effectively skip
Wow,
our entire
that was
fight.
great.
The fact that I got that without any issues was great because that trick is very finicky.
Yeah, that was great.
All right.
Wow, first try.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude. That was so good.
You might be thinking, oh, he just hit a switch. What's so cool about that? So, like, what you're supposed to do is hit the switch and then wait for the doors to open, and then you make a run for it before they close. However, shout-outs to Where It Goes, who was watching a person casually play the game on Twitch and watch them hit it from the other side, so we bypassed the trigger. So that was found by complete accident by somebody who's not even a speedrunner. I don't know their name, but whoever you are, I love you.
Yeah,
you
I
are
love
wonderful.
You, too. You are wonderful.
Because that used to be a really awful part of the run back in the day.
Yeah, like literally, if we don't do that sequence break, you have to stand there and hold the switch down painfully as enemies come pouring. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, so this is Detention Center. Detention Center is a notoriously, like, very detailed and labyrinthian level. And this also has the most secrets out of the entire game. I think there's like 12 of them. But the convenient thing is that most of them are hidden behind like cracks in the wall that you have to blow up. So it's easy to spot them, but it's also very easy to miss them, so I have to be very careful. So while Kyle Dark Forces is riding this little platform to the detention center, I guess one other thing I can explain about this level is that it actually has a developer-intended secret route, and you're supposed to find a red key to get to like the passageway you need to get to the actual objective, but you can bypass that by blowing up a wall.
Yeah.
And we're going to be skipping a lot of this level because the intended route for this level is very daunting. You have to find like 6 different key cards that have passcodes on them in order to find the one that you actually need. But luckily, all the secrets are in this like elevator section, or at least a majority of them are. You see me dying there, that's actually intentional. The reason we want to do that is to help clear out the mines and also give ourselves full shields and health. Anytime you die and respawn, you do get full health and shields.
Yeah.
Because this game has a live system. Then we're going to shoot this little thing here to open up another secret. This is going to give us a revive, which is pretty convenient.
Yeah. So revives fully refill health and energy, and shields. So you'll notice that Rip Trip now has a max of 200. Ooh, okay, yeah, you got out.
Yeah, so there's like a little bit of a force field there that you can't really see. You kind of have to watch the sides of it glowing to see if you can go in and out of it, but usually like it's on a cycle, but there's no like way to consistently get there by a certain time, so we just kind of have to roll with it.
Yeah.
Can I jump in real quick with a celebrity donation?
Go right ahead.
We have $5 from CovertMuffin's iconic laugh.
Hey, yo.
They say, I'm going to guess and hope that y'all just heard me as soon as this username got read. Good luck, Rip Chip, and much love to Covert from your #1 hype man.
Alrighty, so now we're on our way to the objective. The way you're supposed to do this, like I said, is to find key cards, and you also have to do a really cryptic elevator sequence in order to get to this area, which is this sewer area.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I didn't notice until the remaster. The textures on like these sewage things are actually kind of horrifying. It looks like there's faces in there.
Oh yeah, you're right. That is really creepy.
It's pretty cool though. Anyways, so we're gonna make our way to the objective, which is rescuing Crix Nadine, and this game has some very nice visual updates to most of the game.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Oh no, I know.
One second.
I know what you're going to do.
And yeah, just look at Crix Nadine, his beautiful face. Anyways, so this is Ramsey's Head. Ramsey's Head is another level that's fairly linear. There's one really weird secret, and I'll describe that when I get there. Most of the time safe here is just using TD jumps to mitigate, like, very basic movement.
Nice.
Like that trick right there, that jump is getting a secret that you're supposed to take an elevator to get to. The mortar gun, I'm probably never going to use that anyway. So we're going to do another cool looking one right here, just to save a little bit of time. And then we're gonna do another small TD jump here to skip this little platforming puzzle right here.
I cannot express enough that like Rip Trip just busted out like 3 to 4 incredibly difficult thermal detonator jumps.
Yep, and here's another one right here to get to a secret area.
Unreal, these are first try, are you kidding me? That is incredible, dude.
Alrighty. But yeah, now we just got to go through this hall. So we're coming up on that. Remember what I said at the beginning, there's this really weird secret. So I'm going to explain why this is weird, because you go in here, you open this hidden door. This is not a secret area, by the way, but you have to go through here to access another secret area, which is really cryptic and weird. But this area you can't get to if you don't go through that area.
I love
some of the secrets in this game are very like esoteric, but That was by far one of the weirdest ones. We're just gonna make our way to our blue key now and try to get to the end of the level, so please keep those awful puns coming if they have them.
Your timing is perfect. I got by another one.
All right, let me hear it.
$5 from Das Das. What's a stormtrooper's favorite store? The one next to the Target. That's good. It's a good joke.
Okay, that one was a really good joke. That was really good.
That might actually be one of the best Star Wars jokes I've ever
really
heard.
good.
Same here.
All right,
And I'd love to break up a little bit of the puns with some community love. We have $25 from SecBase Unlimited and DF21.
All right.
Hey!
Let's get to the heart of the matter. Among the shadows, the Dark Forces fans gather to pay tribute. This run goes beyond glory, from here to Star's End. We're here to end the dark tide of cancer. From all of us at DF21, this donation goes out to the joy of Dark Forces. Yours, mine, and ours. Or should that be mine's?
Oh God, I was wondering if that was in. He just named off like a billion different like custom levels for Dark Forces.
Yeah.
Shout out to DF21. Anyways,
Yeah, shout out to them.
This is robotics. This is a really cool level, and I'm not saying that because the planet's covered in ice. It's actually got a pretty cool route. The TD jump we did at the beginning actually is a huge sequence break, but pay attention to the numbers real quick, okay? There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Remember what I said about finding secrets. You have to cross the X and Y axis. It does not take into account the Z axis, so you can peek over those edges and it counts as getting the secret without actually having to go into them, which is such a unique piece of tech to this category, and it's just the only level that you really get that much mileage out of it, because as you can see, we have 55% of the secrets already by doing that alone.
Yeah, so like, irregardless of height, as long as you just literally walk over a secret, you just end up collecting it, which is very cool. Yeah, nicely done.
Alrighty. So we're coming into this next area, which has a bunch of, I think it's supposed to be toxic sludge in the floor. We don't want to touch it. I don't know what it actually is supposed to be, but everyone has a different answer for what it is right there.
Yeah.
I just call it poison oatmeal. What do you call it, Muffin?
So I call it a deluge of toxic tapioca pudding. So Chad, if you know what that substance is, just send in a donation letting us know, because I believe we have a glitch exhibition that's going to be coming up, right?
There we go, yeah.
You are absolutely right. We've got a donation incentive open right now for a Mario and Luigi Partners in Time glitch exhibition.
Yeah.
All right, so I just killed the Phase 2 Dark Trooper because there was a weapon supercharge right next to him, and despite my better judgment, I used this wonderful weapon right here, the Geron Fusion Cutter. This weapon is incredibly useless, but I had to find some way to squeeze it into the run. It's just like, look at, oh shoot, hold on. Okay, so here's the ice cleats, by the way. We're never going to use them again. Yeah, look at how this thing fires, and the alt fire seems cool, but it has a hard time hitting things, and it uses 8 units of ammo, which is just a lot of ammo. And then we're gonna get one last secret here. Also, shout outs to Sam and Max.
Hey!
Alrighty. So now we're going on to what I consider like the big 3 of this category, and I say that because the next 3 levels are all wildly different than they are in any percent. So in any percent, this level is actually the shortest level in the game because the single objective you need is right there.
Yeah.
You can just TD jump to it. But because the secrets are all sprawled out throughout this level, we actually have to do it the intended way. But even then, there's going to be a lot of skips that may not be obvious. We're going to be doing just getting these secrets right here. These are pretty easy to get to, but the TD jump just saves us having to ride some elevators and stuff. Really basic optimization, but this one right here, we actually have to do an explosive jump where we can't get to it. Please don't. All right.
Okay, this one's scary.
Not scary anymore.
Let's go!
All right, and when we respawn, and one other thing about respawning is it functions similar to how it does when you die and respawn, in that you are temporarily invulnerable to shield damage for just a few seconds. So we can use that to avoid taking damage. This section is rough because these Trandoshan's have concussion rifles, and I don't feel like dealing with that right now, so we're gonna just take care of him. And the reason it sucks is because they can just, you can jump, they'll hit you and it'll throw off your trajectory, and you gotta come up with a backup plan and everything. So the TD jump through that window though, skips having to get a key. That was an optimization I came up with a few years ago, just realizing that I could just jump there, and now we don't have to collect a single key in this level, which is pretty cool. But yeah, now we're gonna make our way towards the like end part of this mission, which normally you're supposed to find, again, a key to get to. We have to pick up one secret before we leave behind this wall.
Yeah, I just want to like give a quick moment of appreciation to you, Ripchip, because like out of everybody in the community, Ripchip has like put in so many incredible hours. Nicely done, by the way.
Yeah, so that
like,
jump
it's
is
all
very
secrets.
convenient that you can make because that's the jump that allows us to skip the only required key for the level.
Yeah, but what I was saying was like Ripchip out of everybody in the community has put in like more hours than anyone into like finding all these different routing differences and optimizations to all secrets. So I'm like, if anybody deserves to be able to like show this off in a marathon setting, it's absolutely you, Ripchip. So can I get a cheer for Ripchip in the audience chat? Yeah.
Thank you guys, you're so sweet. So this is Jabba's, this is the second of the big three. And we're gonna be introduced to Jabba's pet kill dragon. His name is Spike. We're gonna pet him until he takes a nap because he's a little grumpy. He's very grumpy, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
All right, this is unfortunately just kind of an RNG-based fight, but you know, he's taking a nap, so we're good to go. But as you can see, you might be wondering why I'm punching the dragon. It's not just because it's funny. We actually don't have our gear. We have to get that first. And the way any percent works is you actually do the objectives out of order, but because it's all the secrets kind of line up by going in the intended level route, so we're gonna be doing that. But first things first, we have to get this stuff right here. Nice. That's our gear. I'm not gonna forget it like I did in the practice from yesterday. Yeah, we have shield supercharged. This is kind of important for this level because there's a lot of stuff just attacking us.
Yeah.
So we don't want to take damage. We want to survive this. There's a lot of mines, a lot of Trandoshans, and having the shield supercharged just makes getting through this level a lot easier. You can do it without it, but it becomes a lot riskier. And CovertMuffin, if you want to explain shields and health and kind of why those pig guards are awful, go right ahead.
Yeah, so the pig guards, Gamorreans, I think they're called?
Yeah.
So basically, they are the only enemy, I believe, in the game that actually completely bypass armor. So the shield overcharge protects our shields. However, the Gamorreans completely bypass that. So if they hit, they deal a metric bunch ton of damage, and like if you only take like 3 to 4 hits, then yes, you die, you lose the shield overcharge, and then like you lose that ability to just like absolutely blitz through a lot of damage going through the level. But we can just crush through the legs in a lot of situations.
Yeah. So quick note on that, I just picked up the yellow key and you saw me respawn out of there. What you're supposed to do is pick up the yellow key and ride the elevator back, and I used respawn to get out of there and then do a TD jump back. That seems kind of out of the way, but that elevator's slow, and that was like one of those first kind of key things for this route for all secrets where I was like, oh yeah, this respawn function that's added to the game has so much potential for time save. So
nice.
Yeah. All right, so we got our second objective. Now we need to go rescue our waifu, Jan Ors. She's wonderful.
And so, like, once again, chat, that was the end of the mission, like, right there. So, like, after we finish the objective with Jan, we can just end the mission immediately.
Yep. And we got one more secret to get here. Then we're going to get what is probably the most obscure secret in the entire game. I don't know how anyone found this as a kid.
Yes.
If you did, you are just built different.
That's true. It's like we're kind of joking, but we're not joking.
Yeah,
like, this is so obscure.
Let me explain. So this area we're going to jump to actually teleports us to the next area. There is a switch up there. You cannot hit it on the way back down. You are supposed to do an explosive jump to get to it. All right.
Nice, okay, there we go.
And that is going to open up the secret area down there, and if you were wondering, you know, what kind of cool little secret is hiding in that very obscure switch spot right there, it's literally a jacuzzi for Jabba the Hutt, and that's it. There's no items or anything. All right, so I need to focus a little bit. I need some quiet time for this one, and I'll explain everything.
Got it.
All right, nice. All right, so you may or may not have heard that, but there was a death cry that just happened. We used mines to do splash damage through that movable wall, which is hiding Boba Fett. This seems like a really small thing, but there's a really weird quirk with this level. So this trigger at the end is active once Boba Fett dies, and for some reason it's missing a condition for like what you have to do to activate it.
Right.
So you can mash use after Boba Fett dies, and it just rapidly cycles through the objective tracker and allows you to finish the level without doing any of the objectives.
Yep.
It's a very broken level, and if you're curious, I made a video on YouTube about it that explains literally everything. So next we're going to do this, the last of the big three. So this one is, as you can tell, like we could technically end the level wherever we wanted. And that's what we would do in any percent. But we have a couple secrets to get. And I'm going to go for a route that I came up with literally a week before AGDQ. That's really cool. Yeah. If I don't get it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If I do get it, guess what? It's going to look awesome. But we have to be very careful about our health if we're doing this strat, because we basically need to have at least 150 shields for me to do this trick I'm going to do.
Okay.
Alrighty, and then we gotta get out of here. So we're just going to take care of all of these enemies, most of them anyways. Oh shoot, I missed like all of those shots, that sucks. Anyway, so we're gonna put down 2 mines right here. And we just scaled the entire building
Nice, let's
to get to the
go.
last secret. And normally you're supposed to go through that building, ride a bunch of elevators to get to the top, but we just made our own elevator, so.
Yes, something significant about the mine jumps as well is like when you place one down, we just wait for it to explode. But if we place 2 down, we throw a thermal detonator to actually activate both mines simultaneously so that they explode at the same time.
Yep,
This
so-
allows us to build more height.
So this is a fuel station. It should be named the Graveyard because all my good runs go here to die, but yeah, so we have to get this blue key for a secret, and it's probably like the most deceptive secret because you get to an area that's locked by a blue key and you're like, oh, this must be important, and it really isn't. But the reason I say that this is where runs go to die is because of these jumps we're about to do right
Yeah,
here.
these are really difficult.
Yeah, they
First one.
unfortunately, most of the TD jumps I do have some sort of visual cue or setup. These ones you just kind of have to wing it, and I got those ones,
Nice.
which is fine. These aren't the ones I'm worried about, though. As I said, we can make our own elevators in this game, which is pretty cool. I'm going to actually back off for just a second because I mistimed that, but...
Yep. So 2 mines, thermal detonator to explode at the same time.
Oh, I missed it. That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
the
okay.
elevator's broken. Anyways, so we're just going to do a backup strat here. And it's not a big deal that we didn't get that because our health is still now really low, which is going to be very useful coming up into this next room.
Yeah.
Because the checkpoint to this area is actually a lot further in, which allows us to hit that switch, which is
Wow.
essential for level progression.
Yeah, and that timing on getting back through the doorway is actually really tight. So like Ripchip made that just look really easy.
Alrighty, so we're going to once again do these fun jumps right here. Hopefully I get this one first try.
Okay, one more.
All right, let's go!
Oh, all 4 first try.
Those are very hard. But
Yes.
anyways, we need to do that so we can get that last secret area. My headset's falling off.
Do you mind if I jump in with a quick donation? too?
Absolutely, go ahead, please.
We've got $10 from Captain Snuggles, who asks, how did Darth Vader know what Luke got for Christmas?
He felt his presence.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I died there, by the way. That's just a safety strat. That was totally intentional.
Yeah. Like a nice thing about All Secrets is that we have like a lot of additional resources like lives and such. So like Ripchip can just like reset his health or like not worry about being on low health in portions where he doesn't want to die because you'll oftentimes find health and armor.
Alrighty. We're coming up to the end of the level. We're actually almost at the end of the game. Coming up next is Executor, which is the second to last level. Like this previous level, there's only 2 secrets, which is kind of nice. It's a nice little break point. And it's a pretty straightforward level too. So again, if you have one more donation, ideally if you have one really nasty pun, please throw it at me. If not, whatever's good.
Oh gosh, so sorry. We've got $5 from JB Henry. What did Chewbacca win during his first year working? Wookiee of the Year.
Oh my goodness.
$10 from Alora. What kind of car would Jedi Masters drive?
Toyotas.
$5 from Daedalus. What does a Star Destroyer wear to a formal occasion? A bow tie.
Oh, nice.
Oh no.
Alrighty.
I'll break it up a little bit. We've got $5 from Princess Rory, who says Luke Skywalker has nightmares about Darth Vader. When Darth Vader sleeps, he has nightmares about Kyle Katarn.
Alrighty, so we're on this next section here. We're actually at good health because we died earlier than I anticipated, but it was at a convenient checkpoint, so I'm not too worried. We're gonna do an explosive jump up here to skip some platforming. I'm using a mine because it's easier. It's faster to do a TD jump, but I cannot consistently do it that way, so we're gonna jump up here, and we're gonna get
Nice.
this secret, which we normally get in any percent because this is where we get the assault cannon, which is the most powerful weapon in the game. But we're also gonna sidetrack to this little area down here to get the other secret. It's kind of convenient, they're like back to back like that. But this area we have to fight 3 Dark Troopers. And one little thing about Dark Forces is some of the weapons in the game, when you hold the fire button, they fire at a set rate, but some weapons you can actually rapidly tap and it'll fire ever so slightly faster, and that's the case with the assault cannon. But we have weapons supercharged, so it's gonna basically do all the work for us here.
Yeah. And so those Dark Troopers in particular take 13 shots exactly to be able to take them down with the assault cannon. But this is an auto-scroller, right, Ripchip?
Yeah, we basically have to wait for that thing to get to the switch area, hit the switch, and then it moves on.
Did I hear the word auto-scroller?
You did.
Does that mean what I think it means?
What does it mean? Donations?
Donations?
Oh, yes. Please go right ahead.
We have $25 from Duke of Colwood. Want a better way to spend your money than putting a land speeder on layaway? Look
Ooh.
no further than donating to AGDQ.
Oh, I
love it.
That's great.
And
All
folks,
right.
when you do donate to AGDQ, remember to select that incentive at the bottom and add that glitch exhibition for Mario and Luigi.
Alrighty, so this is the final level. This is Arc Hammer. There's a few secrets, and some of them are a little out of the way, but overall, like, the run still kind of follows the formula for any percent with a little bit of sidetracking. We basically go from one section to the other to activate 3 sequence charges to blow this place up. The first thing we have to do is actually... Oh, I switched weapons a little too early there. That's fine. The first thing we have to do is we have to kill that Dark Trooper because it's not explicitly shown, but there is a wall blocking progress to the level if he's still alive. And then once we do that, we're going to go up here to get this first secret area.
Nice. Okay.
That switch. I cannot emphasize this enough. Hitting switches in any Jedi Knight game is a nightmare.
Yeah, it really is.
But we're going to do a cool little strat here because we have shield supercharge on. We're going to blow up all of those barrels and rocket to the top of that area.
Yeah.
And then here's our first sequence charge placement here. And again, we have our homemade elevator, so we can just do this to save a few seconds.
Nice.
All right.
So, like, one thing we haven't mentioned yet is, like, Ripchip doesn't actually have to hit the button to activate elevators. Just simply walking in and nailing a really precise timing allows us to activate them as well.
Yeah, it's pretty strict. So if I don't get
is.
it, it's not like the end of the world.
No.
But it does help save a little bit of time. So this area, you have to be careful. Obviously, because the ceiling is crushing me. But more importantly, we want to get there at a certain time so that we don't have to get crushed twice. And we got there fast enough, so we managed to get that secret quickly. Oh,
a little early, yeah. There you go.
Alrighty, and then we've got 2 more secrets, and this one's really annoying because you can bonk your head jumping, which is one of the most convenient things about Respawn is just the fact that it's right there. And then here we go, guys, last secret. We've collected all secrets in Dark Forces.
Well
now
done.
we just need to finish the game. For freedom. Alrighty. So the rest of the level is going to be just going through some areas, doing some TD jumps to save some time. This is probably your last chance to get a donation in before the final arena.
You've got it. We have got a $25 donation from Cyberbot X with a limerick. This event is AGDQ. It's watched by more than a few. The game's being run, the runners find fun, and they end by giving it a cue.
Alrighty.
Okay. So upcoming here as Ripchip does another thermal detonator jump, there's going to be a really cool switch puzzle. And there's like many different solutions to doing this puzzle as Ripchip is going to fall down here. However, basically what's going to happen is when he shoots a switch, he has to raise and lower platforms. So here, if Ripchip does this correctly, they are going to get all of the platforms aligned, and then they are going to be able to move through the hallway. And yeah, it looks good. Nicely done. Yep.
Yeah, so like there are slightly faster ways to do that, but I've been doing that pattern for like 8 years, and I'm never going to be able to unlearn it. So, all right, I got to be careful. Okay, cool.
Nice, yeah. That's like one of the worst places to die.
Yeah, you can lose a lot of time. So we're going to ride this elevator into the final arena of the level as well as the end game. So we're going to have to kill 2 Dark Troopers, and then we have to face the final boss. The final boss is kind of just a modified Dark Trooper. But you'll see that in just a moment. He's not being nice. So if you get good luck, he'll stay in place and you don't have to come down here. But that's just a very minor thing, and it literally is luck-based. So you can't really do anything about that. All right, one more. And he'll be nice and fly down, will he? Yes, there we go, okay.
So one last thing that we haven't explained is that in Remaster, you can actually end up looking up and down with the mouse.
Yeah, it's a really nice, really essential quality of life feature these days. Alrighty, so here's the final boss. This is
good luck.
General Mock, I think his name is, And so the main difference between him and another Dark Trooper is he has more health, and instead of shooting rockets, he has these mines, and the mines are supposed to home in on you, and they're very dangerous. However, on higher frame rates, for some reason, they just stay in place, and he...
Really?
Yeah. So we're getting ready on time. Hope you guys are ready. And time.
Well done, man.
All right. So yeah, that was Dark Forces All Secrets. This category is a very personal thing for me. It's kind of just a fun category that I've grown to like a lot. So I want to give some shout outs real quick. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to show off one last thing while I'm giving the shout-outs because somebody is going to be upset if I don't do this. So shout-outs to Cormac Hollander because he's the one who came up with the original route for all secrets. And I was the one who picked it up and helped bring it down. And shout-outs to Where Goose because he's responsible for a lot of the rerouting for that category. Shout-outs to my couch here and as well as the other Dark Forces runners. Shout-outs to the DF21 community because Dark Forces is great and there is a ton of hidden content for it you may or may not know known about. And here's our little buddy, the Ewok. This is an Easter egg. It doesn't count as a secret. But anyways, so shout-outs to them. Shout-outs to everybody who's donated. And, you know, if you're interested in running this game, there is an old tutorial for it. I'm planning on working on a new one when I get back home. And also shout-outs to my wonderful girlfriend, Honeybird, because she has been a very encouraging and helpful person. And without her support, I would probably not be here doing this run. So big shout-outs to her. Big shout-outs to you guys for being on the couch. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon. There's a lot of really cool stuff coming up. And yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Well done, man. Nice run.